Time is 5 o'clock. I call the meeting of the Etoka Municipal Golf Authority to order and ask everyone to rise as we do the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Face the flag, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Bow, please. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this evening just asking your blessings over this meeting. Lord, just please give us the wisdom to do the very best job we can in the operations of the course and for the betterment of the community. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, good evening to everyone. Thank you for all being here. At this time, I'd ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Ms. Thomas? Here. Mr. Burridge?
Here.
Mr. Henderson?
Here.
Mr. Armstrong?
Here.
Chairman Kathy?
Here. Okay, this is the public comment time. This is anything that's not on the posted agenda. You may address the board at this time. Hearing none, we will move down to the business agenda. Item number 1, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of August 19th, 2024.
I've read the minutes, and they, to me, accurately reflect the business that we conducted on that day. So I will second, or make a motion, I guess. Or did you make a motion?
No, I needed a motion.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas? Aye. Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mr. Burridge?
Aye.
Chairman Kathy?
Aye. Item number 2, discussion and/or action regarding approving or rejecting the minutes of the meeting of September 3rd, 2024.
I'll make the motion that it be approved.
Okay.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mr. Burridge?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Chairman Kathy?
Aye. Item number 3, discussion and/or action to accept or reject the superintendent's report. I do not see our superintendent with us this evening. Does anybody?
Our superintendent is on vacation,
Okay.
bear hunting in Colorado.
The struggles are real.
The struggles are real.
He's got a report here. He does have the report, yes.
Yes, he did. I do have, I have read the report, and I'll give everybody time to.
We have the course tractor back, Carl. It's operational, the one that got repaired. So what was the final bill on that? Is it in?
We approved that bill last month.
Oh, did we?
No,
I thought, did we not?
we didn't.
I didn't think we
Because
had.
it was
Oh, wait, no,
$7,200.
We approved the purchase order of it.
7,200?
Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
6,700.
That was for the tractor.
Yes.
This is
we're-
different.
We're talking about the bill, you're talking about the bill to repair it.
Yeah, the bill to repair the tractor, we didn't repair it. It was gonna cost $7,100, and I had them, actually just take the drive line out and use it as two-wheel drive.
Okay.
I think the bill was $170, and I actually paid that, but I've gotta turn that in.
Okay. I see that here on the report, so I didn't know we had that tractor back. So it's operational,
Yeah, two-wheel drive operation.
two-wheel drive.
Good.
Gotcha.
We were gonna postpone the big part of that until a later date.
Until revenues recover.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the greens were looking good. Still have a little work to do on those, but man, it was really nice. Really like I think they've done a great job on getting those to the point where they are.
I agree, and I will say this, I was in Antlers today, and I had more than one person come up to me and say, man, that course is in great condition. I just wanted to, and a couple more that said, man, I've been hearing that course is in great condition, I'm ready to come play it, so.
Yep.
That's good to hear, it's
You bet.
anecdotal, it's just a few people, but at the same time,
Yep.
it's good to hear those comments.
Yep. Okay, is there any other statements on the report? If not, do I hear a motion to accept the report?
I'll make a motion, we accept the report.
Okay.
Superintendent?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Burridge?
Aye.
Chairman Kathy?
Aye. Item number 4, discussion and/or action to approve or reject payment purchase orders for the Etoka Municipal Golf Course Authority for the month of August 2024. That was a rather large PO.
I was looking, wrong deposit slip used.
Yeah.
Well, you know, thank God. For goodness, I should say.
You just see that?
Total expenses, 153 grand. Think we're gonna need another line of credit.
We're about to freeze that line of credit. I have reviewed all the purchase orders, and they are the normal stuff that we face, so I'll make a motion that we.
Minus the clerical error.
Minus the clerical error,
Of
yes.
$150,000.
Of $150,000.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burridge.
Aye.
Mr. Henderson.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Ms. Thomas.
Aye.
Chairman Kathy.
Aye. Item number 5, discussion and/or action to create a draft of new rules for the golf course's daily play. There's rules in golf?
There's rules
Oh.
that are oftentimes used as.
Foregone.
It's kind of like stop signs to sun, it's just a suggestion.
Yes, absolutely. So the top couple of options here, I believe, is that correct?
And this is, yeah, I think there are a couple of options. I think for me, that first option, ball will be played down unless a local rule could be applied. That seems like something that we can't do the more I thought about that, because that's just gonna make play get longer and harder. Nobody's gonna do it.
It's-
That's the thing, is nobody's gonna do
The
it.
course is still not ready for that.
Yeah.
We got too many areas that are still
Yeah.
getting repaired.
And this is for the club championship here.
I'm guessing, yeah, the bottom is for the club championship. That's the,
Well, I think this-
that's the,
Jeff, did you do this? Is this
No,
you?
Chase
Chase
did.
had some.
Chase
I
did
think
that.
this-
That is
CJ
for,
has Chase.
CJ did the one that has the ball played down,
okay, that's for the
And then-
club
then
championship.
Chase amended
Yeah.
it. Yeah, this
Okay.
is,
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is just for the championship.
Well,
that was my question, is this
the
club,
agenda
is
says
this
for
club
daily
rules?
play.
Because if this is for the club championship, I don't know why we need to even, this board needs to even,
Well, this says for, doing the agenda item says for daily play.
yeah, so.
This really doesn't.
Well, you can't really tell people how to play. I mean, if someone
Well,
wants
he
to.
can announce the rules before the club championship.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for
I assume that's what
daily
this is.
play.
Yeah, the daily play, I think we're talking about two different things here.
I think so too.
This
Yeah,
is
because this
not.
has the flats down here at the bottom of the
Exactly.
page for
Yeah,
the club
This really doesn't
championship.
have anything to do with the daily play. This is just for the club championship.
I
But
think-
are we supposed to approve this?
No.
No, you can have discussion and/or
And/or.
action. So we can just discuss it, and not take any action on it if that's what the board chooses to
Well,
do.
He
Number one
did
would
put daily
definitely-
play in the email. I did double check it, so make sure I didn't
Okay.
bring that up
This,
somewhere.
the number one should be probably scratched, I think, but.
Are you on,
I'm
okay,
on
so,
the Atoka Trails, the club championship. Do you wanna go through, should we
There's-
go through that?
There's
and
two
make
of them,
rec-
there's two of them here,
yeah, there's two different ones.
Oh, okay.
There's not much difference.
There's
Item
not a
number
half
one's
ounce
the only
Okay, I'm sorry.
difference I see.
Only one, yeah, item number 1 is the only difference I saw.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm for playing the ball up.
Okay, so let's say option 1 is ball will be played down unless the local rules can be applied. That would be option 1. Option 2 will be, ball will be played 1 grip length,
yes.
okay? So that kind of clarifies, because they didn't do item 1 or
Yeah,
2, so
right.
to try to unconfuse the matter.
Yeah.
Anyone want to explain to me how one plays the ball down?
You hit it, you don't move the ball
You
at
don't
all.
touch
You
it.
just gotta hit it. So what
It's-
happens a lot of times, is that we'll hit a drive and we'll pick the ball up and we'll put it up on the ground a little bit or move it away, just to kind of give yourself a better lie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or if you like, if you end up in a dirt spot.
But if I'm out there just playing for fun, what does it
You-
matter?
It doesn't
what
matter.
It doesn't
That's-
matter,
that's-
and if, unless you're playing with a couple of your buddies and they wanna play the ball down,
Yeah.
then you all agree to play.
And then there's the foot
But
wedge.
if we're out there just playing for the fun of it,
Yeah,
and
no,
and
Then
we're
there's the-
terrible at golf, and
Yeah, this really should have been tournament rules for the club championship
yeah.
instead of daily play.
It-
But I don't know how we
Yeah.
go forward unless we can amend that item on the agenda.
We send it back to them and tell them
Okay.
to redo it.
Redo it,
Yeah.
okay.
Or you could just table it until he gets here and.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Well,
leave
the
it.
Because
club
if it's a-
championship will be over.
If it's the
with-
club championship.
It's next week.
Well,
It's
here's the
next
deal,
week.
though. I don't really think the board should have to approve the rules just for the club championship, because that's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
bunch of members and, you know,
Well, who puts the
Well-
club championship on?
the course.
I would say,
Then
I
you
mean, we can, there's
probably
nothing wrong with doing
need
it.
to
but
The only
There-
problem,
there's
Mark, is
nothing-
if you
there-
leave it up to CJ, the rules that he instills, we may not like.
and that may be
Well-
why this is here,
I think
because
that's
he had
why-
the ball down.
I think that's
And
why
nobody wants
we're
the ball
here.
down.
Yeah.
Is he
The
gonna
good
be
I would
news-
here
say,
Huh?
Is he gonna be here Saturday?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
The good news is you can amend this however you want. So if you want to change that to say
I don't see
rules
anything wrong with
for
The second.
club-sponsored
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
tournaments,
normal. That's pretty
We can do
standard.
that.
you can do that.
Okay. I think we amend the agenda item to say that these rules are the rules that we decide today are enforced for the club championship only and not daily play. And then we can have them come back and we can redo some rules for daily play. Is that fair?
Yes.
So I can make a motion to approve
Option two.
option 2 for the club championship.
Great.
Only.
2024.
Yeah, for the club championship only.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion second, roll call please.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Burridge?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Chairman Kathy?
Aye.
Can somebody get me a copy of?
I was just
option
saying,
number
make
two?
sure you get a copy of option 2.
Give her the right one, make sure.
Okay,
Bottom one,
all of it.
All of it.
whole page?
Here's one, if you want
Okay.
to compare them. The only difference is
Item 1.
item 1. The ball will play.
So the entire page is option 2.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
That's correct, right?
That's all I saw.
Mhm.
It's the only differences.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody good? Okay, item number 6, discussion and/or action to approve or reject the payment of $9,891 plus sales tax to XT on to purchase greens tarps.
Do they need payments now, Mark?
No, I think they'll let us pay them when it gets delivered.
At delivery,
Yeah.
do they need a deposit or
They,
anything?
I've let CJ handle that, he has not told me that they need a deposit. My understanding is we can pay them upon delivery.
Yeah, that's good. So we can just approve the payment for the.
Yeah, and then we could use the revolving line of credit if we need to.
Sure.
And I know that, it's kind of a timing issue too, because it takes about 2 months to get these tarps, because they all come from India.
Yeah, and I actually had a discussion with Tina at Edwards Canvas, and that's who I use for tarps, and she wanted to quote it. She had never done them, but she's done a lot of ball field tarps and different things. And she run the numbers and come up with 17,000 something.
Yeah, there was.
India looks.
So
better.
we had a big conversation. Exactly, we had a big conversation of what kind of material they were using and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she went into it. She's gonna try to do better,
There was
but
also
she
an
knew she couldn't compete with this. The only thing is she could have them in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna
With the
say. How long is
poly-
it gonna take to ship from India?
That's
Well-
what the delivery in about, we'll get delivered these about, sometime in early to mid-December.
Yeah.
December?
Well, should this
Uh,
amount not be?
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. What was on the agenda item was the price without freight and stakes.
Right.
It was just covers only. The total is $11,876.60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the-
But I told Susan she needs to push back on the sales tax because, number one, I don't think we should be paying sales tax.
Correct.
And number two, if they're delivering them here, we need to be paying sales tax to Atoka if,
Correct.
in fact, we are taxable. So I think she's gonna,
I don't believe this entity is, do we pay sales tax on any other items like AMA or anything?
No, and we discussed it, and he clarified a little bit more since it would be shipping to Oklahoma. I wasn't sure if since it was.
Okay. Now, there would be freight and then the stakes to stake the,
yeah, freight and
so
stakes are
the
fine.
agenda item is for $9,891, but the actual invoice is for $11,876.60. Prove it and then come back with clarification that,
Yeah.
To
What's-
cover
What's
stakes.
the other
It Must be the
$1,900?
sales tax.
well, freight
The-
and then.
Oh, freight, we don't know how much
Freight and then the stakes to hold them down.
Well, I see the stakes.
Steaks are
there.
$5.86.
I think it's included in it, isn't it? Or is
It, no, it says total for covers, comma, stakes and freight. So the freight hasn't probably been calculated yet. Well, it had to have been.
Yeah.
So covers only is the 98.91
Yeah.
on the line item, the
You got a
black line item.
calculator?
Yeah.
What is the 49,455 times 20 cents? I think I did that once. It was the 9,000.
That's the 98.91.
So Mark, the order is placed? They had been ordered?
I don't know that.
They have been ordered. CJ said that he ordered them.
Okay.
Because I had a conversation with him about ordering from Edwards, and he
Yeah.
thought we could cancel it. But then when she come back with the price at 17,000.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't require a deposit.
Well, at that price from India, they don't care.
Yeah.
I
so-
would say prove the 11,876.60 and then,
If we can get a better deal, get a better deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then try to make sure
If we
sales
can get
tax
the-
isn't included in that.
Okay. Well, it doesn't say on the ticket, on this invoice that we have in front of us, says nothing about tax. It just says freight, material,
doesn't
covers
mention
and
it,
and the stakes.
Which 2,000 for freight on something like that's probably not
I would
unreasonable.
assume that's a pretty sizable pallet of materials.
I would say.
And the
yeah.
reason for it, it's
It'll be
such a
heavy.
long time to get here is because there's the pirates, or wherever they used to go in Africa, it's so bad, they've gotta go all the way around.
Around the horn?
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the piracy?
Okay, so,
Wow.
I would say this is pretty cheap. If we get decent tarps.
I was gonna say, it may be Temu,
It's
your
almost-
tarp may be this
Yeah.
big.
My discussion with Tina was, I don't know how they're doing that so cheap. I said, well, I don't know, but she's gonna work on the material, try to figure out.
yeah, does it just cover up where the hole is that they put in the green?
You know, we also got a bid from an outfit in Oklahoma City, and their tarps are the ones you really want. They're the kind that create that kind of greenhouse effect that keeps the grass green all year, but they're twice as much.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so at this time, do I hear a motion
So move.
for order?
11,000.
$11,876.60 to purchase greens tarps for
Okay.
all the greens in the course.
I'll second it.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Armstrong?
Aye.
Mr. Burridge?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Chairman Kathy?
Aye. Item number 7, discussion and/or action regarding comp time and benefits for employee CJ Gregory. Who's this go to?
I don't know. I was asked by Kelly because CJ is continuing to bring in comp time sheets where he's accruing comp time. And it was mine and Kelly's understanding that when we put him on salary and raised his salary, that he would not accrue comp time anymore because he would be an exempt employee. But he's still under the impression that he is accruing comp time. And so I think did CJ ask you to put this on here?
Yes, whenever he asked for the rules, he asked for collecting 150 hours in payment of comp time, and then the remaining 120 hours as paid leave is what his email says. He did have, I believe it's the 150 hours that he accrued prior to him going to
A salary
a salary
position.
status, but the 120 is not.
Does he turn in a timesheet, a weekly timesheet, or what do you?
He was prior to becoming exempt.
I think
Um,
she's still having him, well, that may not be her having him do that. I think that may be where he's
Okay.
still filling in the comp time.
If you recall, we raised his salary to avoid those, I think it was some of the federal laws that were coming into place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Was he aware of that?
Yes, we had a meeting with him about that.
That's
So
what I thought.
this is on, to clarify, I mean, he can still, even as an exempt employee, you can still give him comp time. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. But that's something for you guys to clarify. And if you want to wait until he's here to talk about it, you can, or if y'all want to. I just,
We're requiring him to be there 40 hours a week now, minimum 40 hours a week, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a full-time employee.
This winter,
That's 52 months out of, weeks out of the year.
yeah, this winter, I'm thinking he's not gonna be there 40 hours a
Well,
week.
that
So
was
the
kind
comp
of the
time may
idea.
balance out with the seasons.
I think that was the whole goal, is that because he's gonna put so many hours in the spring and summer, and early fall even, to balance that time in the winter when there's just not as much to do.
And if we do comp time like that, are we doing time and a half or straight time?
It has to be time and a half, does it not?
It doesn't have to because
Because
he's
he's
an
salary.
exempt employee.
Okay, all right. Could
He's
be hour
not
for hour.
required, if he were not exempt, it would have to be time and a half, but because he's exempt, it
Straight
doesn't
time.
But
matter.
he's requesting pay for 150 hours.
But 150 of it was before he became salary.
So typically on
Correct.
all the other city employees, is my understanding, I may be off on this, but my understanding is that if you are a salaried employee, there is no comp.
Okay.
That's
There's only one exception to that, and I believe that's the city manager. I think it does accrue as part of his contract, comp time.
Yes,
But everyone else does not.
everyone else does not. So that's,
If that's the city's policy, then, you know, my deal, I always hate deviating from policy, but at the same time, I understand this is a little different situation than,
You know, without him punching the time clock, and nobody, we'll get to that agenda item in a couple more on down, but I don't know how we can have accountability of knowing what's accruing and what's not accruing. You know what I mean? I'm leaning towards let's keep with the policy and do the no comp time. I believe the seasons will balance it out. I don't know if he's agreeable to that, but.
Well, I thought that was why we raised his salary, so we
It
wouldn't
was.
have to pay.
we
But the
raised his
comp
salary.
time
Well, really,
is-
we raised his salary so that we didn't have to pay him an hourly wage.
Yeah.
Well, part of the reason was that, we were getting around paying overtime requirements.
Yes.
Because he was putting in, 50, 60 hours a week through the construction project, and even through the summer, he's putting in a lot. And as a non-exempt employee, we were having to
Yeah.
keep track of his time cards, make
Well,
sure that we were
We're already having
documenting
some
all of that.
complaints about him not being out there. We're gonna have a hard time. I don't know. We're gonna have to get some kind of accountability on what hours he's putting in.
Yeah.
And how often he's out there. I mean, nobody, or just completely take his word, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't. We've gotta trust him to keep up with his own.
well, I think
I guess-
more so than anything is to protect him when there's accusations that he's
Oh, no,
Exactly,
no,
he's
yeah.
not there.
correct,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
You know, that's the
what I'm saying.
driving reason for having that accountability to say, no, here's the
Right.
counting of it, he was there.
Yeah.
You may not have seen him, but he was there, so. Because it's a pretty good sized place.
It is a pretty good sized place, and.
You can be missed.
I have, some of the complaints I've had, I've told him, I said, well, if he's mowing at 5 o'clock in the morning, I mean, you're not gonna see him. He's there early and he's there late, and you play during the day, and he's probably not gonna be seen there, so.
Okay.
I think he's putting in the time. The course is in pretty good shape right now for somebody
Yeah.
out there working a lot.
Right.
So
Question is, do we stay with the city policy and no comp time? And just pay his salary, or do we?
Will this be better to table and
Think about it?
have him here to have some discussion, I would think?
Probably.
Yeah, because if he's requesting that, then,
And maybe we do it in executive session.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
in this
that's-
session,
yeah.
would we,
I would feel better during executive session. That way we can all speak more freely.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, moving along. Item number 8, discussion and/or action to create or modify a policy for school golf teams.
This is just a kind of a rough draft that I emailed to Mark at one point, but we need something in writing that we can keep in the clubhouse. One of the major problems we have is every kid in the high school is coming out there claiming to be a golf team member. So
I've heard that.
we need a roster of the players, and we need to, the kids are wanting to come out there and take carts, and, we need that in place that, no, kids can't have carts. And in the past, we've had problems with coaches from some of the teams that, they'll have 6 and 7 coaches out there claiming to be golf coaches.
You wouldn't believe how many golfers Colgate had.
I know.
On the high school kids that are on the golf team. Or, not just, I don't wanna single out Colgate, there was more than them, you know.
And we need to clarify that the golf cart for the coaches is only Monday through
Weekdays.
Thursday and not on weekends when we
Yeah.
need our carts.
Well, most kids carry their clubs, right? Isn't that
Well,
policy?
the
Yes,
kids should.
but the
I mean,
coaches should.
Actually,
Coaches
there-
can have it, yeah.
And actually, this doesn't include carts for the kids, but, and that needs to be clarified too, because,
Is,
Yeah.
on that topic, if you have someone that's not 16 and has a valid driver's license, I mean, what's the liability of allowing somebody to drive a cart on the course?
they're not supposed to be driving them if they don't have a valid driver's license.
Well, I mean, you have to be 25 to rent a car. I mean, it's,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I mean, we're not running down 69, 75 on a golf cart though, so I mean, it's a little different scenario. But, you know, from a liability standpoint, what kind of liabilities are there? I think that probably should be reviewed.
Well, is that not already the policy there?
All golf team members have to walk the course?
That is the
That's
policy.
That is the
supposed- yeah,
policy.
We
'cause
need to
that's-
make sure we got it in writing, I think.
I mean, the ones that
Yeah.
drive carts are usually driving
Their own or their
families.
dad's cars.
Right.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about rentals only.
Yeah.
They're
Just the
course
rentals.
on course.
Right.
I think our rules are, and we probably need to review this, you're right, and have it in writing, but even if it's a weekend, I think you're supposed to be 16
Yes,
and provide a driver's license
Yes.
before you can get in one of our rental carts.
for a rental
Yeah.
cart, yes. Now, your personal carts, you know, if you wanna turn kids loose out there, that's your business, I guess.
The only thing that I think that the course has some, and you're never gonna get away, you're not gonna ever be able to shield yourself from all liability.
No.
But at the same time, I guess some kid gets out there with his buddy that's not 16 in his daddy's car, crashes it and gets
Yeah.
hurt, well, you shouldn't let, you know, that's,
Yeah.
you can't shield yourself from all liability.
No.
Has there been any schools that have even paid their $500 fee?
Who, yeah.
I think right now it's about time to start getting, because right now I think is when the golf, I'm not sure when the golf season starts up, but I got hit up by antlers just yesterday.
Did you? Okay, good.
So we expecting Colgate and Antlers,
Mhm.
Anatoka?
Yeah, and then in the past, we've had some other smaller schools around that have done it.
I think Boswell or Brookshire.
Stringtown, what about Stringtown? Did they have anybody?
Tushka,
Well, I
do
think
they have a-
if this is the
I think they're
list
trying
of,
to get one started. I'm
If
sorry.
they're-
you're right, if this is the list of rules, or there are pre-existing rules for school golf teams, then all those schools that show interest should get an email copy
Yes.
of what the rules are
Mhm.
before they,
Yeah,
and then here's the dates and times when their payments are needed in order to utilize the course. Here's the cap, just like this one says, 10 players. I mean, there's normally not a
Now, is that-
42-man roster on a golf team.
No.
Is
so-
that the superintendent that is taking care of that? Is it
Well-
CJ?
well, usually it's a golf, at the course,
Yeah.
in the past, you know. it's
Or the
always-
cashier, I mean, if the superintendent's not there and the cashier's at the,
Yeah.
when they arrive, that
We
needs
need,
to
we
be sent
probably,
in.
we've talked about this too, but, you know, you get so many kids that now, they just joined the golf team. Well,
Yeah.
we need the superintendent to certify
Their
the
roster.
number, the roster
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
of their kids.
Or I would say their athletic director.
Athletic
athletic
director,
director.
yeah, I'd say the athletic director.
And I like the use of one rental cart for coaches on weekdays only.
But that's not really true, cause they can't use them on Fridays, correct?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday is what it,
So that needs
Yeah,
to
we
say
need to clarify that.
Yeah.
Monday
Monday
through
through
Thursday.
yeah.
Yeah, and if a kid comes out that's on a golf team on Friday, he's just gonna pay full boat.
And like, this keeps them from bringing, saying 5 coaches come out all of a sudden from Antlers, hey, we got 5 golf coaches here, let's get carts for 5 coaches.
We had one school actually that had a lot of coaches.
Yeah, and that's why, you know,
And I wouldn't put a due date, but due by September 1st, I would just say $500 for the year and that it's over with May 31st.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, of course, September 1st come and gone now, but.
Mhm.
Well, their fiscal year may start
Oh, yeah.
July 1,
I didn't think about that.
so.
Yeah, that's true. So we end May 1st? May 30th?
May 31st. All the schools should be out, I think, by then.
Well, the golf season would probably definitely be over.
I think with the changes we talked about, adding to this rule sheet, I'm for it.
Well, I was just, you know,
It's a rough draft, I know, but
it's really hard on whoever's working in the office.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if they don't have a roster of the kids, and another thing that needs to be addressed is how those kids treat our employees. Because, I mean, I know Robert had a pretty bad experience
really,
with,
high school kids?
yes. And he asked them, he brought them into the clubhouse and asked them to write their names down. They refused to write their names down, because there was only one of the kids that he knew. And, you know, you can't
That
be
can't be
disrespecting our employees.
Can't be tolerated, no.
I don't know how we wanna include that.
Well, I think that is something that when any of these schools that are interested in utilizing the course, that their athletic director and coach, head coach of that team need to have a very vivid understanding of what is expected.
Yeah.
And that every time their players show up, we have to check the roster to ensure that there aren't other
They're
buddies
on the
coming along.
roster, and that while they're there, they.
And now, do these kids come out
They
without
do
their
this.
coaches?
Do I?
No. I mean, sometimes.
I think we probably have a rule that the coach has to be there.
Yeah, I think there has to be adult supervision. If it's
Yeah.
a school-sponsored function.
If you've got 12-year-olds out there and 13-year-olds and 15-year-olds.
Well, for
I mean, there's-
practice though, you can't.
I don't know of
hardly-
a football game where the team shows up without the coach.
Well, yeah, but the coaches don't always practice with them. Sometimes they just come out to play. So, I mean, I don't know that you could really enforce.
Well, and a
that.
lot of the kids are, parents are probably members, and
Yes,
they have
yeah.
their own cards too. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know how you.
I know, that's, you can't, you definitely can't limit the members. I mean, they can go play
Right.
anytime they want to.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what if a team has more than 10 players? Is there any teams that have more than 10 players?
Not that I can recall, Counselor, I think, now, we probably need to, make mention that it could happen if they have a men's and women's golf team. I suppose it could happen then, but I think we could all use some common sense and.
Most of them do, don't they, have
Well, then you
women's?
need a men's roster and a women's roster.
Yeah.
And
But are you
need-
gonna charge them $1,000 for,
We never have. We just
No.
charge the school $500.
Because they also, sometimes they'll have a high school team and a middle school team,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying 10 players for the whole school, I'm saying 10 high school boys players, 10 high school girls players. I mean, that's just kind of my idea. If y'all got a different one, feel free, but.
That may be something we need to have our superintendent reach out to some of these schools that we know have utilized the course in the past and kind of brief them on thought process and then kind of come back with a tidied up set of
Yeah.
rules for the,
Final
possibly
draft.
with a final draft for approval of the board, and then post those in the course clubhouse, and then they all then have an understanding that anytime those kids come out, unless their families are members of the course, they have to sign the roster to ensure that they are on said golf team.
Well, and when I played, anytime we went to a course and played, we had to sign in. And apparently, those kids aren't doing that because,
Well,
We need to kick them off if they're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
don't
If they're
all
not gonna
members
abide by
sign
the
in
rules.
when they play?
Supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, so,
I mean, we didn't just sign in, you know, we signed in at the course, of course, but we also signed in separately that
On the
we were
rosters.
a golf team member and we were playing.
okay.
And I don't know that they've got anything like that set up. I'm sure they don't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, look at coming back with have the superintendent work on, is that where we're headed with this, or what's everybody's suggestion?
What should they do in the meantime? I mean, like this weekend, if you've got kids come out and say, I'm golf team members, how, you know? Should they
well,
just
no
let
one's
them play?
paid. If none of the schools have paid yet, have they?
I don't think any school's paid yet.
So
And
those-
I think most of them were waiting on these greens to get redone, probably,
Yeah.
is my assumption.
Okay, So right now.
So
do
right
we-
now, there is nobody
So do we
complaining. There
just
is no
need,
team golf.
do we just need to notify the clubhouse employees that?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's none.
And I can
Nobody's
go back,
paid.
I still have old records.
And that will
from when-
actually get 'em
before when the board
to
was formed,
contact us.
which would have been less than a year ago, so I'll be happy to go back tomorrow and just look through all our P and Ls and make sure that no one school is paid, and if they have, I'll report to the board that this would get paid.
Okay. So we probably just need to get the word out to the employees then that.
We
if
need to
they-
have, we do that, we need to get CJ to call every school around here and say, hey, we got this option now,
No,
no doubt.
Yeah,
no. And then
right, and then,
here's,
I think
here's
they-
a rough draft, what, how many, I think the biggest question right now is how many players to limit to, correct? And so what's a standard size? I think a lot of these smaller schools, you're not gonna have more than 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I mean, if I were Colgate and I was paying, I would put every high school kid on the school there. It's a benefit of going to school here. You get to go
Yeah,
play
we
golf.
had some
Here's your
problems.
roster. It's
We had
every
some
student in the
problems with-
school.
with- few
That's
of the
pretty
schools.
much what some of them have been doing, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, John.
But when you tell them they have to walk,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll cut half of them right
Yeah.
there.
okay,
That'd cut me.
so no action on this item, just wait. Or we wanna make a motion to have the superintendent,
I just don't take any action.
Okay.
Have him come back with.
everybody good with that?
yeah,
Okay.
good.
All right, here we go. Item number 9, discussion and or action to evaluate the golf course conditions and make recommendations to the superintendent based on evaluations.
This is a thorn in my side.
Can I ask a question real fast for you?
Sure.
to make it? Is this something that, if we're gonna start talking about individuals, is this something we need to try to go into executive session to talk about?
I would tell you that you probably couldn't go into executive session on this type of matter,
I
but
don't
I
want to
would
discourage, I'm just.
also encourage you not to talk about individuals.
Yes.
So,
Okay, with that being said,
if they're employees, you could go into executive session to talk about them.
Well, these are gonna be employees.
Huh?
These are gonna be employees.
Then we could do that at a later meeting.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just talk about the issues that members and employees are coming to me with when I go out there to the course. I was out there working on pumps this week, working on the aerobic system this week, and honestly, I just wanted to run. There's so many crybabies out there whining about this, that, and the other. But I listed the 10 on this sheet that were the main, or the more popular complaints. Number 1, and I just really want to put this out there for the board to figure out, what is our solution to this?
Yeah.
We got intense complainers out here that are creating a toxic environment for our course. And number 1, the rough's too tall, they're losing their balls, slow play. Number 2, CJ is rarely seen on the property. And that could be because he's coming early and late, who knows? Number 3, no supervision to enforce rules or marshal. Number 4, board member was seen playing in a group of 6 or more.
Chris.
5, major drama between employees and CJ. 6, tee boxes are hard and unwatered. 7, why are we not playing on all the tee boxes? 8, large groups again playing in 5 or more. 9, automatic watering afternoon on the greens while people are playing. They're running for like 20 minutes. So if you're playing in the middle of a round, that timer kicks on. What are you supposed to do? Get wet? Or you can't skip to the next green because it's getting watered too.
Yeah.
In the past, in the afternoons in the heat, we always did hand watering when people were clear, but now that's becoming a problem on this automation system. And so you can't.
So how long is the green water
They come on for 20 minutes in the afternoon,
for each green?
each green. In this heat, while this heat's coming on. And we need them watered in the afternoons, but I think the answer is they need to be hand watered around the players. And I don't know of any other answers, any other possibilities. And then number 10, why are we mowing fairways with zero-turn rotary mower instead of our $60,000 John Deere fairway mower? So I'll leave this up. The condition of the course is fine. In 40-plus years I've played here, I've never seen it in better overall condition. The majority of these complaints are operational and management. So I think we need to think about what's on this list and table it and come back for another discussion, possibly executive session at a new date, at the next meeting. But we can discuss any of these items you want.
I will get with you, Jeff, after the meeting, and we'll get this on the next, properly on an executive session, so you can discuss the details of some of these things.
Yeah, and I've talked to CJ about, he knows about all these items.
Well, I think we need to get his input on them too, his
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
Right, agreed. Yeah.
Okay. A few times I've been out there, some of those same items have been brought up.
You could
to me
add
as well.
the, getting rid of the foreign grass in the greens and trim, putting your edger on it.
Around the-
I've had that complaint.
Around the edge, yeah.
over
So they're hitting you too when you go out
Yes.
there? I almost dread going out there
Yeah.
to play or work.
Well, on the greens,
Welcome to the board.
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but with these new greens being that young, you really can't weed spray or anything like that right now till the root systems are
No,
mature.
CJ said you would, when he does spray it, it'll kill all the foreign grass, and the Bermuda grass will be fine. But there is getting to be a lot of spots in it.
I've noticed that.
That you could spot spray, I mean, I don't know what other courses do, that's kind of, one we've got CJ hired.
Yeah.
But there is some concern about that.
I know
Foreign
most
grass.
times if you're putting sod down,
Yeah.
they say don't do anything to
They
it.
tell you
at
a
least
year, they told me a year.
Yeah, at
Couldn't
least a year,
spray.
yeah.
The
So,
biggest complaint I hear is why are we not watering fairways?
Yeah.
Have we figured that out? They are getting watered now. The timers are working.
Timers are working, they are getting watered now. Kelsey's helping this week to water tee boxes also.
That's another one.
Kelsey's watered them, I know Sunday while I was out there. And I don't know if he's doing it every day.
is that hand water, I guess?
No, we have sprinkler heads. A valve has to be open, but he's opening the valves and letting them water the tee boxes and the fairway
Okay.
on Sunday. I don't know if he has a schedule.
No, yeah, now the timers that you put on.
Yep.
Will the pumps come on in the night?
That brings the pumps on. I think they've changed it to 3 o'clock in the morning, the pumps come on,
Okay.
and that's for watering the greens. The fairways are getting watered during the daytime. And I think they go around and manually start the pumps. Kelsey's just started
But
that.
they're watering the greens during the day too,
Twice a day,
twice a day.
before daylight and then mid-afternoon. Right now. And that's
Could
why
we-
the place.
Could we, I know the pumps would have to be on, but could we, because I've been to a lot of courses, the sprinklers will come on, the
Yeah.
greens, but they won't last 3 minutes.
Right.
You just have to kind of wait for a minute or two, but,
Yeah, these are like 20.
yeah. You couldn't wait for 20 minutes.
Well, it just backs up the
Yeah.
course.
So
That is
you're
an
saying
issue.
they do it shorter duration but more often
Yeah.
throughout the day?
I would say so. I mean, I have seen.
Or by hand.
Or by hand.
I
Yeah,
would
most
just
of the bigger ones
adjust
do
it to 5-minute increments and do it 4 times in the afternoon.
And the
that
reason
way
we're
you
watering
can
right
play
now-
through and
You
it's
know
just
if they're
cool.
on, you just wait.
You're gonna have to wait no more than 5 minutes.
To promote growth, I think mainly.
Yeah, promote growth and.
It's,
roots.
it's not really getting too hot for the Bermuda grass, but
Because Bermuda loves heat.
it loves heat. But it's, this wind we've been having and this sunshine is drying them out
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're trying to get them to fill in fuller.
Well, and a lot of courses just water at night, and when it is really hot in the day, the
Yeah.
main thing they're doing is cooling them off, because they just walk over them.
Right, right.
The best option is to hand water, I think.
It
in
is,
the afternoon.
during the.
In the
day,
mid-afternoon,
yeah.
somebody's gotta be there to do it.
To
You
do
know,
it.
that's
Yeah.
the other issue.
Okay.
So,
So everybody
Okay.
take that list, study on it. We'll circle back at our next meeting. Okay. All right. As we move down, is there any trustee comments?
I will make one comment if I may, and I had it up here. You know, we got down to dire straits in our cash, in our checking account. Kelly, I think, was about to
Hyperventilate.
hyperventilate. I can tell you, as of last week, on the 11th, we had over $16,000 in our checking account. And I
And we
think,
haven't even gotten the first of the month.
no,
Okay.
that would have included the 9, September 1st.
Yes.
Yes, but
But
so I
not-
suspect that should continue. We should be rebuilding our cash balances on a going-forward basis.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Okay. So at this time, hearing no other comments, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Ms. Thomas.
Aye.
Mr. Burridge.
Aye.
Mr. Armstrong.
Aye.
Chairman Kathy.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all very, very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Chairman.